Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first sit down video with the new hair. What do we think? New year, new me, new hair. I'm literally obsessed with the bob. You may have missed my last video, my hair update video, so if you want to see the full transformation, head on over to my last vlog. But I am so excited to be sitting down with the new hair in the new year to bring you a new video, because this video has been a little bit of a tradition that we've done every single January for I think the last like 3 years, and I love doing this video because I love seeing how my collection is evolving and changing and growing over the years, and that is my updated handbag collection 2024. My goodness me, do I have a lot of handbags to show you in this video. I am literally boxed in right now. I have emptied out all of my cupboards. I've gotten all of my handbags out in front of me so that I do not forget a single one. In fact, I need you to remind me about these two behind me because my shelf looked really empty without any handbags on them. But because they're not on my eyeline, I feel like I could really easily forget about these two absolute favorites behind me. But all of the rest of the bags have literally spread out around me. I do not know how I'm going to get off this chair at the end of this video because I'm completely boxed in. But one thing I will say before we start this video, if you watched my best and worst purchases of 2023 video that I did this year, you will know that I made a bit of a realization in that video. A realization that I kind of can't believe I hadn't realized before was how many handbags I have added into my wardrobe in 2023. So be sure to watch that video first actually, because it's really interesting to see which bags were like great purchases that I made in the last year. However, I have always said I want to be the kind of person that has like a really curated collection of handbags. I want to have a collection that works really hard, that works really well in my wardrobe, that I get my cost per wear out of. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like I have finally gotten past that point, and I feel like I may have gotten a little bit carried away in the last year with my collection, with adding new bags into it, and it's time to take stock. I feel like today I want to do a really big wardrobe declutter and a bit of a handbag clear out. So this is a PSA that I am going to be selling quite a few of my handbags. I think this is going to be the most ruthless I will ever be and have ever been when it comes to selling bags in my collection, because I want to make sure they're working really hard, and if bags aren't getting the love they deserve in my collection, they deserve to go to somebody else. And I always get DMs from you guys. I always get messages being like, oh my goodness, would you ever sell me this handbag? Oh my gosh, I love this handbag that you have. Would you consider selling it to me? Please can I buy this bag off you? So this is the announcement, this is the PSA to you guys, because you have first dibs of these bags. So drop me a message if there is a bag that you have been wanting to purchase off me, that you have your eyes on, because I am going to be doing a purge, an absolute purge of my bags. So I think there's going to be a bit of a wardrobe declutter coming in the next video, because I am in that like new year, new mindset where I just want everything gone. I want all clutter gone. I want to live in a more minimalistic home. Let's be honest, my home is never going to be minimalistic, but I just want to make sure that everything I have in my wardrobe, in my collections, in my life is working really hard for me. So I think it's safe to say this is probably the biggest I ever have done and will ever do in terms of my handbag collections. And moving forward, I want to make sure that they are always going to be really versatile, that they are always going to be really curated, and that all the bags in my collection are getting their cost per wear. So that being said, let's jump into the video and I can show you my updated handbag collection for 2024. I am not gonna lie, every year I do this, I forget what order I show my handbags in. So I'm hoping you guys won't have watched my 2022 and 2023 version of these bag collection videos, because I am just going to be willy-nilly with these. In fact, what I actually might do is split the bags into kind of like winter and summer handbags, because I definitely think when it comes to handbags, I want to be a lot more seasonal with my bags, because I really love being able to like reflect my personal style and reflect my wardrobe with the seasons. So I'm gonna start with winter handbags, and actually I'm gonna start with a new handbag that I picked up in 2023 that I'm not gonna lie was an absolute impulse purchase, but it was an impulse purchase that I think I'm really, really happy with. I actually shared a bit of a TikTok unboxing with this with you guys, and I was like, please tell me I've not made a mistake. And there was a resounding no, you have not made a mistake. So many of you guys loved this bag, and I also love it. This is the Longchamp Hobo bag. Now, I actually picked this up when I was on a trip in Lisbon. It was right at the end of the summer. We were starting to look into kind of like autumn winter styling, and this was a brand new release that I hadn't even seen anywhere online. I literally spotted it in store and fell in love. In fact, I fell so madly in love with this, I even persuaded my mother-in-law to buy a matching bag. So I think it's absolutely adorable. We both have matching Longchamp Hobo bags. I got the suede version in the mini, and she got the leather version in the medium size. And I love it when we wear them together. I just think it looks absolutely adorable. So Alex's mum has a matching handbag to me, and I absolutely love that. Now, what I really liked about this handbag is that it wasn't like anything else that I have in my collection. And there is a bit of a rule that I have whenever it comes to adding up new pieces into my wardrobe, whether that's clothes, coats, shoes, bags, is that it has to kind of follow a rule of 3. It either needs to be upgrading, replacing something, or filling a gap in your wardrobe. And I definitely think this filled a gap for me because I didn't have anything in this style. This like 90s over the shoulder hobo style. It's very casual and very cool, and I really, really love that. It's perfect for just like shopping with your gal pals, like heading out for the weekend. And actually I can dress this bag up for like a bit of an evening do as well, which I think is really, really lovely. It's in a colorway that I do not have, and also a material. I don't have this beautiful like brownie grey suede. If you look really closely, it's definitely like more of a grey, but in some lights it looks a little bit more brown, and I just absolutely love that. I really, really love how subtle the branding is. Can you see the just little Longchamp kind of like embossing there, which I think is really, really lovely. And I love the fact that it's got the kind of like leather like detailing to the sides. What was also one of my favorite things about this bag was the buckle that came with it, this beautiful silver buckle. Now, you guys know I'm actually wearing a lot of gold jewelry today, but I am normally a silver girly through and through. So I love the fact that I've got a bag that has like this big silver buckle, really kind of like statement, but still quite understated, which I really, really like. So a bag that was a 2023 purchase, but I am so glad to have made it. I also think Longchamp is one of those brands that I just absolutely adore because I think their prices are so fair. If you're new around here and you don't know me, one thing I will let you know with regards to this handbag collection is that all of these bags are the kind of brands that aren't in like the top tier. I much prefer shopping designer bags that are a little bit more mid to lower tier, because I just love being able to get my cost per wear outfit. I don't like feeling like I'm being ripped off, and I always want my handbags to be smart purchases in my wardrobe, and Longchamp is one of those brands that I feel like is such a smart purchase to make when it comes to designer bags. They are made so beautifully, they are such high quality, and yet the prices don't make your eyes water. So absolutely love my little Longchamp Hobo. She's one of my favorite new bags in my collection. Another bag that is an absolute favorite in my collection, and very much an autumn winter handbag, is my gorgeous Louis Vuitton. This is the Pochette Métis bag. This video is always such a test of my knowledge when it comes to the handbag names and the sizes, because I am not the best when it comes to memory, but this is one bag that I will just cherish forever. I don't think I will ever get rid of, partly because I love it so much and I wear it so much, but also partly because she has definitely been worn and loved. I've actually got a little bit of marking on the back where you can see the bag has kind of like been rubbing on my like clothing, which it doesn't really bother me because this is a canvas, so it was one that I knew was going to get a little bit worn. And actually I do find with Louis Vuitton bags, I almost feel like the more you wear them, the better they look. I love a Louis bag that looks a little bit roughed up and a little bit like worn and distressed. I just think it really adds to that kind of like personality in Louis Vuitton. Now, my taste has definitely changed over the years, and I definitely, when it comes to bags, clothes, coats, opt for less of a monogram print. I usually go for something a little bit more understated, but I do feel like Louis Vuitton is the one brand that can still get away with that bold, bright monogram print, because everyone knows the Louis Vuittons. And I do feel like the Pochette Métis is one that's like a little bit different. It's not as mainstream as some of the other bags, so I really, really like it. I also love the fact that I got it in the dual tones. You've got the dark leather and the like lighter leather. I think it really adds to it. They actually do these Pochette Métises in a lot of different colorways and even different materials now. They do them in leathers. I've seen like black leather, white leather, pink leather. They do like just the complete one color, like the darker color in this. They have so many different variations now. now, and I still think they are such a great bag to invest in. In fact, if someone's going to ask me what is one of my top bags that I would say is a great first bag designer purchase, if you have quite a large budget, I would say the Pichette Métis, because she's just so wearable. You can wear her crossbody, you can wear her top handle, and she is so easy to start with so many things in my wardrobe. If you have a neutral wardrobe like me, there's almost nothing that doesn't go with my Louis Vuitton. So another absolute favorite winter handbag that is definitely going to stay in my collection forever. The next very wintry handbag that I have to admit is going to be the first I'm going to say is going to be going from my collection is my beautiful Chloe C in the medium size. Now, I loved this bag for years. It was one of the biggest purchases I made at the time, and my goodness me, did I absolutely adore her. However, she just doesn't get the wear that she deserves. I kept her in my wardrobe for quite a long time because, to tell you the honest truth, I am not sure if this is going to become one of those handbags that I regret selling, because it's going to become really difficult to get your hands on and so super expensive, because Chloe actually discontinued this bag, which I am so sad about because they were really popular, particularly the mini size of this bag. I feel like this medium size wasn't as well known, so wasn't as popular as the mini, but the mini is kind of like a half size of this. It's like a little square with the big C on it, and I remember seeing it all over my Instagram when it first came out. Everyone absolutely adored it in the black. I saw the white, the croc, the kind of like beigey tones. It was just such an it bag of the moment, and I do love this bag. However, for me, it's one that I just don't reach for enough, because I just feel like this handle was a little bit too long for me, the crossbody handle is a little bit too bulky, and the main problem I actually have with this is it's a very heavy handbag, and I am someone that gets achy shoulders at the end of the day when I've been wearing my handbag all day, and this bag used to literally make my shoulders ache. I can't even explain to you how much they used to hurt. So it's a bag that I think I'm ready to say goodbye to. I'm so glad that I bought her when I did, because I really did get my use out of this handbag, and it still looks like pristine. You would not know that it's been so worn and so loved. It still looks absolutely amazing. It's in perfect condition. Like, I literally can't even see a single like scratch on the hardware. I can't see any kind of like markings on the leather, but she's just one that I think deserves more love and deserves a better home. So she is one I'm definitely going to be saying goodbye to in 2024. Now, if there is one brand that I feel like is safe to say it is my favorite designer brand out of all of my handbags and out of all of my collection, that is Mulberry. I absolutely adore Mulberry as a brand for so many different reasons. Love the fact that it's like a British brand. It feels really heritage. I love the designs that they have. They feel so classic. And price-wise, similarly to Longchamp, it's on the kind of like maybe like mid to lower tier in terms of designer bags. So I feel like the quality that you get for the price is just amazing. I never feel like I'm getting ripped off with Mulberry, and their designs just last for decades. In fact, I would say Mulberry as a brand as a whole is probably the most ageless designer brand I know. And if you've not heard me talking about ageless fashion before, it is something that I want to embody in everything that I am buying, from my bags to my shoes to my clothes. I want to be wearing ageless fashion, which basically means the fashion doesn't define your age. You would be happy to wear maybe a bag like this in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, your 50s, or 60s. And I feel like Mulberry is exactly that brand. Like, I see 20-year-olds wearing this brand. I see 30, 40, 50, 60-year-olds. It does not define your age, and you can wear it no matter what point in life you are, which is what I really love about the brand. I definitely think this is a handbag I'm going to keep literally until I'm like a granny, and I can pass on to my granddaughters to wear as like a proper vintage handbag. That is literally my goal in life. And my Mulberry Bayswater, I think, is probably one of the most timeless, most classic, most beautiful handbags I have in my collection. And in fact, the more I've owned this, the more I've realised how kind of almost Hermes inspired it is in terms of its design. Like the fact that you've got the little kind of like crisscross over. I never actually open this, but I do see sometimes people wearing it a little bit more open. I personally prefer to just keep it done up, but the fact that it's just got this like lovely kind of like boxy shape, it's very understated and yet just so beautiful. Now, this is, I thought, the smallest size that they do. It wasn't until I actually met up with a friend who had this exact bag in the micro, I believe. It was even smaller than this one. So I believe this is the mini in the Mulberry Bayswater. And I would personally say this is such a good size for an everyday handbag. But if you do want something even smaller, the micro is flipping adorable. Absolutely adorable, and it's one that I would not be against adding into my wardrobe, but maybe in a different colorway, because I get so much wear out of this black Bayswater. In fact, I think it's safe to say this is my most worn handbag in my collection. I've had it for about 2 years now. And again, there is no signs of wear on this, which is what I absolutely adore. And I am not the most careful person in the world when it comes to my handbags. A lot of my friends get very upset with me because I'll put them on the floor, I'll chuck them in my bag, like I'll put them in a suitcase. I'm really, really bad for that. But in my head, I always have the mindset that if I'm spending this amount of money, I want to be able to use my bags. I do not save them for best. I want to be able to use them every single day and really get my cost per wear out of them. And the Bayswater is definitely one I've gotten my cost per wear out of. So I would say this bag is another great first purchase when it comes to designer handbags, and one that I think if you want to get a bag that can be dressed up, dressed down, styled daily, styled for the evening, styled during the night, like this bag can be worn with everything. I think this is such a great first handbag purchase. Now, the second most worn bag in my collection is going to be no surprise to any of you. And actually, I've never told you the story of my 2 Mulberry handbags because I am someone that really believes in like the universe. And I always believe that the universe has a plan for you. If something doesn't work out, it's because something better is coming along. And when I was purchasing my Mulberry bags, I purchased them quite far like away from each other. It must have been at least like 8 months apart. I originally, instead of the black Bayswater, was going to buy the black Alexa. I was buying it on Farfetch. I think I'd even put the order through and literally purchased the bag, and then I got an email to say that it had gone out of stock, was refunded the money and given like a big apology from Farfetch. So instead I bought the black Bayswater, and I am so glad that I did because I feel like this colorway for this handbag could not be more perfect. So I bought the black Bayswater, then about 8 months later I couldn't stop thinking about the Alexa, and there was a really noticeable gap in my handbag collection at the time with regards to colorways, and that was tan. So this is the Mulberry Alexa in the mini size, and it's actually a size they only brought out a couple of years ago. And I kind of wanted to like shake Mulberry and be like, why did it take you this long to bring out this size? Because this is what this bag has been missing for so long. And I'm absolutely obsessed with this handbag. It's actually called the Alexa because it's named after Alexa Chung. She did a big collection with Mulberry, like a big collaboration. And I do absolutely adore it. But I really, really like it in this size. I personally, and this is just me personally, don't like the bigger ones, because one thing I will say about the Mulberry Alexa is that the material, the leather that they use is totally different to the Bayswater. The Bayswater is very sturdy, it's very hard wearing, it's quite thick leather. The Alexa is so much thinner, and there is one piece of advice I would give when getting the Alexa. It is to invest in a handbag organizer. Now, I actually have a discount code for you guys for my favorite handbag organizers in the world, the Handbag Angels organizers. Let me pull this one out so you can see exactly what they look like, and also so you can see the difference, kind of how floppy this bag gets without the organizer inside of it. So I got this in the brown so that you literally cannot tell there is an organizer in there, but they do them in so many different colorways. They do them for so many different bags, and they are actually bespoke. So they are a little higher price pointed than a lot of other bag organizers, but trust me when I say I have tried and tested so many. Amazon ones, expensive ones, affordable ones, and nothing compares to the Handbag Angels. So if you use the code ELLIE10, you can get 10% off orders over £35. And they do, I swear down, almost every bag you can ever think of, from really high end to really super affordable. There's a few other brands I have here like Demellier that they do organizers for. They also do things like Pauline, and they do pretty much every single like big designer brand you can think of. YSL, Chanel, Hermes, all of that jazz. And to be able to get 10% off from such a small like bespoke brand is so exciting. So I will leave a link to these down below, and they do make such a big difference to my bags. And actually, before discovering Handbag Angels, I had never discovered a handbag organizer that does organizers for small handbags. I feel like they always focus on the big tote bag, you know, like the Longchamp La Pliage or the Louis Vuitton, what's it, the Neverfull, so many like big tote bags. And I've never discovered brands that do smaller ones that actually just really help with like the shaping and the fit of a handbag, because this bag really did need it. Already it was starting to look really worn, and I didn't like how floppy it was getting. So this organizer makes such a big difference. So especially since adding the bag organizer, this has been a bag that I've used even more now and just love even more. And I think that is quite a good kind of like telling when it comes to your designer bags. It's just to remind yourself to really take care of them, because you've spent a lot of money on these bags. And as much as I'm someone that really wants to get my use out of them, as I said, I'm not the most careful. I throw them about and I really make sure that they get their wear. I still want to be looking after them and maintaining them so that in 10, 20, 30 years time, they still have their beauty and they still have their charm, and I would definitely say my Mulberry Alexa is one that I cannot wait to spend decades wearing because I just love her so much. And I know I've literally persuaded so many of you guys to get the Mulberry Alexa from my styling videos on Instagram. I get so many comments being like, oh my goodness me, I never considered an Alexa before now, but seeing how adorable this mini one is, I need one in my collection. So let this be a bit of a PSA, the Mulberry Alexa. And if I influence you to buy any bag in this collection video, I would definitely say my Mulberry Alexa is one of my most highly recommended handbags and an absolute favourite in my collection. Okay, whilst we're on a bit of a Mulberry roll, I thought I would show you the other Mulberry that I have in my collection, which I'm not gonna lie, I actually haven't gotten as much wear out of as I thought, but it is one of those bags that I feel like, again, is completely ageless. I will have this in my collection for decades to come, and I think I will definitely got the cost per wear as the kind of decades roll over, and that is Mulberry Bayswater in the large size. Now it's very confusing that there are two Bayswaters in very different styles. I kind of wish they hadn't done this, but this is the classic kind of traditional style that they did in the Bayswater with the over flap, and I got this as my kind of like commuter bag heading into London, but actually I don't find that I use it that much because it's quite small for a commuter bag. As soon as I put my laptop in, I can't fit an awful lot else, so I find myself reaching for other handbags to use as a bit more of like a commuter bag, a bit more of like a work bag. However, I do love this one, and actually I think this was the first bag that I added into my wardrobe that really solidified my love for larger handbags. I, up until this point, up until buying this bag, only really focused on like smaller designer handbags, ones that I could wear crossbody, ones that were just like little ones I could just fit for like a bit of an everyday running to and from the shops kind of a bag. But especially if you're going on like, I don't know, a day trip, you're going out for like a long time, you're heading into London, I feel like it's really important to have bigger handbags. And I know for a lot of like mums, especially if you're a new mum, you need to take so much with you whenever you go out the house. Like literally bring the kitchen sink. This is a great bag to invest in because it fits a lot in it, other than like my laptop taking up a lot of space. If I don't have that in this, it does fit an awful lot inside of her. And I do love the colorway, the classic tan colorway. I just think it's so like fitting with regards to the Mulberry bag. So it's one that I feel like I haven't gotten a huge amount of wear of, but I do still love her, and I do still think that she is an investment that will stand the test of time in my wardrobe. A bag, however, that I know I've spoken about in every single handbag collection video and kind of moaned about in every single video, so I will not spend an awful long talking about, is my Louis Vuitton Speedy. I barely even know the name of this bag. This is one of the first designer bags that I ever bought myself. I think I must have been like 18 or 19. I'd saved up the money from working my weekend job, and I was so excited to buy this, and actually it was not a smart investment at all. It was one of those bags that I just feel like I saw all over Instagram, I got really excited about, but actually she's so impractical, and I kind of only keep her as a bit of a like, I almost keep her in the same way that you would keep a trunk. She's kind of just there as like home decor, because I do think she looks beautiful on a shelf, but in terms of actual practicality and wear, she barely fits anything in. The zipper is so annoying to get open, and it's like a really annoying bowling ball, kind of like bowling bag style, so I feel like things always get lost in the bottom. So don't want to spend a huge amount of time talking about this because I know I moan in every single handbag collection video, but one that was not a good investment and really goes to show how kind of young and naive I was when I was just starting out my handbag collection. However, a bag that I do think is an amazing handbag, again, if you are looking for your first designer handbag, the Longchamp La Pliage. I'm not going to undo her because this is how I literally keep her in storage, but this is the large tote, and oh my goodness me, this is the perfect university bag, work bag, school bag, gym bag, travel bag. This is such a good handbag to invest in, and Handbag Angels do also do an amazing insert for this one, which I absolutely adore. Makes such a big difference to the styling, the kind of shape of this handbag, but this literally fits in everything that you will ever need. It's a really light handbag, and I love the fact that I can fold it up like this because it does make storage so much easier. I really struggle with storage with my big handbag, so having something that I can fold down and literally put away like that. I also feel like this almost looks kind of cute. Maybe I need the smaller version of this. Okay, no, you don't need any more handbags, Ellie, but one that I think is an amazing investment, super affordable in the scheme of luxury handbags, and one that I think you will never regret purchasing is the Longchamp La Pliage. Okay, before I do forget the ones behind me, let's move on to YSL, because YSL is a brand that I really had a moment with, and I do still absolutely adore. However, I haven't been hugely impressed with my YSL handbags. Now this is the YSL, oh, I've already forgotten this name. I will leave the name linked down below, along to all of the handbag links. All of them will be linked down below at different places that you can shop them, different places you can buy them if you do want to check out any of the bags in more detail. But this bag, I was not impressed with, because if you follow me for a while, you'll know that the clasp actually broke on this, and I was super unimpressed with that. It's quite a difficult clasp to get open. You have to like pull this L and then the Y kind of pops up. And do you see how difficult that is? And especially if you're like on a night out, you're out and about, it's really fiddly to get open. You do need like both hands to get it open. The thing they said to me, the reason why it broke, is that I overstuffed the bag. Bag was less than a year old and they didn't give it to me on like guarantee or on warranty. I had to pay for the replacement myself, so I wasn't hugely impressed by that. However, it is a beautiful handbag and I do love the look of it. I love the big YSL logo. As I said, I feel like in recent years I've kind of steered away from big logos, but this is one of the few bags that I feel like it really does work for, and I do love the design of it. It's just really timeless, really classic. This is the smallest size that you can get in it, so one piece of advice I would give is to maybe go up a size, because there is not a lot you can fit in here. I can pretty much just about get my phone, my keys, my wallet, but that's it. If I'm doing a vlogging evening, forget it. The camera is not going in here. So it's a bag that I do love, but was not... it's just not been the most like wearable and the one that's like worked the hardest for me. So it's one that I'm kind of like hesitant about whether to keep in my wardrobe or whether to say goodbye to this one, because I just feel like maybe someone else will love it a little bit more than me, but at the same time it is such a beautiful bag, so I'm in two minds about this. Oh, one thing I love about this bag as well, which not a lot of bags have, is feet. It's something that I do feel quite strongly about. I feel like it's really important to have feet in your bag, because you don't want to put it on the floor and get it all dirty underneath, and it's so easy just to put like the little metal hardware feet underneath this bag in the gorgeous like goldy kind of like brassy colorway. So yeah, little YSL number that I do love, looks beautiful on my shelves, but it's just not been one that I've been hugely impressed by YSL for. However, a bag that I have been super impressed from YSL for is one that I completely forgot the name of. I think it's called the college bag, if I remember correctly. And actually I did buy this when I was at university. Again, saved up my money from working. I literally worked at McDonald's, I used to work at a school uniform shop, I used to work at a swimming pool. I did so many jobs when I was at university because I really wanted to just like fund the life that I wanted to live, and I saved up for so long to get myself this bag, and this literally used to be my clubbing handbag, which is so funny and goes to show how old it is, because I couldn't tell you the last time I stepped foot in a club, probably about 6 years ago. And you could not pay me any amount of money to step foot in a club now, but it's a great handbag. Love the fact that it's in this more kind of like gunmetal grey. I think it's really gorgeous, and I love the fact that the strap is more of this like chunky chain. It is a really cool handbag, but it's just not really my style anymore, so this is what I'm definitely going to be saying goodbye to. However, in terms of like use of this and in terms of practicality, this one has lasted so much better. I think also the material helps. It's this more kind of like grainy, softer material, so I feel like it wears really well, and I have absolutely loved this bag for years, and I think she deserves to go to a new home and she deserves to be loved. So she's one that I'm going to be saying goodbye to, but with a bit of a heavy heart, because she holds a lot of memories and she really was a great purchase. However, my final YSL bag to show you is another one that has just not been a smart purchase. I bought this in, it must have been 2022. I think it was when we first moved into this house that I bought this one, and I was so excited to have her in my collection because I didn't have anything this kind of colorway, and I realized I was supposed to be showing you bags in kind of like seasons, and this probably isn't the most wintry handbag, but never mind. I'm now on like a YSL roll, and I wanted to show you this one because this is one that I'm definitely going to be saying goodbye to, but I do think this is a great handbag. And actually, whenever people ask me in terms of like what bags to invest in, especially when it comes to YSLs, a lot of people have asked me about this one, and I've said no, go for the Sac de Jour. So this is the Sac de Jour in, I think this is mini, or maybe this is micro. I'm pretty sure this is the smallest size they do in the Sac de Jour, and this is in the most beautiful like beigey kind of colorway, but for me it's just a bit too warm toned compared to most things in my wardrobe, and I find myself getting the wear out of. I do get really scared to leave the house with this because I am so worried with the kind of like smooth leather, and I'm so worried with the colorway that she's going to get ruined, absolutely ruined. But she has lasted well, and I have worn her quite a few times out the house, so that is one thing that I can testify to this handbag. Also love the fact that this is another one with feet, and I love the fact that this branding is just so subtle. You've just got the small YSL kind of logo here, and then on the this kind of like little keychain thing, you've got like a YSL I think it's like a little locket, which I don't really understand why it's in this like covering. In fact, this bag is so unworn, this YSL locket still has the plastic on it. That is absolutely hilarious. I didn't even realise that I hadn't even taken that off. So I know a lot of people have asked me about this handbag, and I think I've had at least 5-6 people asking if I would ever sell this. So this is your PSA. This one is going to be leaving my collection in 2024 again with a bit of a heavy heart. She's such a beautiful handbag, but she's just not one that I personally get the wear out of. Another bag that I think I'm ready to say goodbye to in 2024 again with a heavy heart is this beautiful little Lily and Bean number. And this is a bag that literally went viral when I shared this on TikTok. So many of you guys went nuts for this bag for obvious reasons, because it is a very, very similar handbag to one that literally costs about 4 extra zeros on the end compared to this one. And this is such a beautiful handbag, but ever since getting my Alexa, this has just been completely neglected. Now, I do love Lily and Bean bags. I feel like the bags that they create are such high quality, beautifully designed, and actually the price is super, super affordable. One of my favorite things about this is the fact that you can get this monogram. So in terms of selling this, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go, because obviously it does have my initials monogrammed at the side, but if anyone's maybe called Eb or has the same initials as me, potentially this could be a match made in heaven. But I do love this handbag. I think it's really, really cute. A perfect little kind of like everyday handbag, super similar to the Hermes, but to me it's almost like a bit too similar, that it feels a bit too dupey. And I personally prefer reaching for my Mulberry Alexa, because it just feels like its own bag in its own entity. It's another one that I think I'm ready to say goodbye to, but I do absolutely love, and I think has served her purpose. She's been a beautiful bag that I've loved having in my collection. And I think the last wintry handbag to show you is another new purchase of 2023. Now, this is one that I didn't include in my best and worst because I didn't really consider it either. But actually, the more we've gone through January, the more I have reached for this bag, and I kind of wish I had included it in my best list. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hit in the face with the handles. But this is the Cezanne tote. I can't remember the name of this, but this has been my favorite Cezanne handbag that I've added into my collection. As I said, I've really started reaching for bigger handbags more, and I love this bag. It's quite similar actually in style to the Pauline bag, but I personally prefer this because it's a bit longer in length but less wide in width. Pauline I find very, very wide, and because it's like a very open handbag, I would get so scared about someone reaching their hand in and stealing something there. And what I love about this handbag, and I've not seen this on any handbags ever before, is actually the handles. Now, these handles are attached, so when you have it like this, the bag is completely closed. Like, there is no way you're going to be able to reach in and get anything, but as soon as you want to open the handbag, you basically pull the handles and they kind of come. As you can see, I've got a lot of crap in here because I've been using it a lot this winter, but yeah, you can see that the handles kind of like stay, and it like reaches like this, so you can reach in, get everything you need out of. And let me tell you, this fits so much in here. It fits my laptop, fits my iPad, fits a water bottle. This would be a great work bag actually. I would probably recommend this over the Mulberry because it's a bit lighter in weight. I like the fact that it's not got any branding to it, and yet because it's Cezanne, you know it's such high quality and really, really well made. The leather is so, so soft, and they do, I think, have these in a few different colorways. So if black isn't really your style, you can pick it up in a couple of different colorways as well. So this was a bag that actually I'm so glad that I added into my wardrobe. It's not exactly the most like high-end luxury designer handbag, but it's one that I absolutely adore, and I do feel like Cezanne do amazing handbags. In fact, I have another one from them. And here she is. This was a purchase that I picked up just before December. Actually, it was just before Vlogmas started. And one thing I will say is that this is not actually the strap that she comes with. She comes with a gorgeous little crossbody strap, which you can see is in the green leather, so matches the handbag. However, because I wanted to style her up for Christmas, I wanted her to be a little bit more of just like a top handle, because I just felt like that was a little bit more like smarter and evening-y. And this bag is just the cutest thing in the world. I feel like green velvet, it doesn't get a lot more festive than that. And I really wanted a really gorgeous like festive style handbag to add in my collection. I actually have a gorgeous pair of Manolo Blahnik velvet heels that this bag matches perfectly. The green velvet's just, it's chef's kiss. It's absolutely chef's kiss, and I feel like they have just become my Christmas style handbag. So this is one that I picked up quite recently, but I do think is going to be staying in my collection because I think next December I'm really going to get my wear out of. She's definitely a seasonal handbag, and it's something that I feel like I've really come to accept with regards to my bags, that it's totally okay to have seasonal handbags, and that if you literally out of 8 months of the year do not wear the handbag, as long as you wear her to death, in those 2 months that you do wear her, that is absolutely fine and perfectly okay. And it's something I've really learned to embrace with regards to my handbag collections. This is definitely more of a Christmassy, wintry handbag, but it is one that I just absolutely adore. Now this is another bag that I kind of intended on being quite a Christmassy, wintry handbag, but now that I have her in my collection, I don't know, I feel like I could potentially style her up in kind of like spring and autumn, maybe not summer, but like she's not really a summery handbag, mainly because of the material. Now this is another new purchase in my collection that I got in December. This is the Jimmy Choo Bonbon bag, and she is just one of the cutest handbags in the entire world. I feel like she's a bag that is just so fun, and up until 2023 I don't really think I had a lot of fun with my handbags. Like I didn't add bags into my collection that were just fun handbags to have for like evening styling, that are just really cutesy and really sweet. I was very like practical, methodical with my handbags, but this is one I do not regret adding into my wardrobe at all. She has really become another evening bag for me, which is another reason I'm undecided whether to keep. Honestly, it's really annoying me that I can't remember the name of this bag. It begins with like a C, it's like Cassis or something. Cannot remember, but this is another reason I'm undecided whether to keep this one, because I feel like I've kind of adopted the Jimmy Choo Bonbon as more of an evening bag. But I'm gonna see how things go in like spring, summer, whether I reach for her at all during the spring, summer months, because she is a black velvet. Now, they do these in loads of different materials and loads of different styles. Like they literally do like a full-on glittery one. They do it in leather. I think they do it in like a silky suede, and of course they do it in velvet. I was in a very festive mood, so I decided to pick up the velvet, and I do absolutely love her. I feel like she just looks so beautiful and goes with so many like evening outfits. I love the fact that she's got the gold detailing, the gold hardware. I think it's beautiful. My favorite thing about her is actually this hook, because you can literally put it on your arm and you don't have to worry about like holding drinks or like holding anything. But she does also come with a little crossbody which is inside of her, so you can wear her crossbody as well, which I really like. It completely matches the chain of this little drawstring, which I think is such a lovely detail. One thing I will say about the Jimmy Choo Bonbons, they are spenny. They're a lot more expensive than I was expecting when I did pick this up, so I would definitely say that this is the kind of bag to add into your collection if you've kind of like already got quite a solid foundation with regards to your bags and you just want something that's maybe a little bit more fun, a little bit more evening-y, and maybe a little bit more seasonal. In terms of sizing as well, this is the smallest size that they do. I would probably recommend going up one size, because I think you could fit a little bit more in. Like I've got my phone here and she just about, like I feel like I have to angle her quite carefully to get her in, but she does just about fit. So I do think the one size up would probably be a little bit more practical, but it would still look really like evening-y, really beautiful and demure. But my Jimmy Choo Bonbon is one that I absolutely adore. I just think she's such a cute little handbag to have in my collection. Another evening handbag that I absolutely adored this Christmas is my Demellier handbag. Now Demellier is a brand I rave about all the time. I absolutely adore them. I feel like they've really stormed the market with regards to that kind of like mid-price point with regards to handbags. I feel like it used to be really tricky to find like a good mid-price point bag, but brands like Pauline or Demellier have come in and they've shown that you do not have to spend stupid money on handbags to get something really timeless, really classic, and really high quality. And this bag I do absolutely adore. I think this was just like a one-off special limited edition, because I've never even seen this size before, never mind this handbag, again, ever since they released it. But this is in the New York style, which is their classic style. I do have another bag in the style that I absolutely adore, but this is in the like micro mini. As I said, I don't think they've ever done this again. The only two sizes that I see on their website is just the New York or the New York midi, which is like a little bit of a smaller version of it. But this is such a cute bag, especially for like Christmas styling, when you just want to be all sparkly and glitzy and glam. I do absolutely adore her, but I'm not sure if she's one I need to keep in my collection, because I feel like I have a few other bags that kind of like serve a bit of a wider purpose. But I do absolutely adore her. I think she is so cute, and I love again how kind of Hermes inspired she is. Like I love this little strap that they have here. I know a lot of girls that kind of wear it a little bit more undone, especially the bigger ones they like put on their arm, and it just looks so it girl. I absolutely love it. I mean, I'm definitely not an it girl. In fact, I think I'm the furthest thing from an it girl that I could possibly be, but I've got the it girl bag, so I'm happy about that. Another it girl bag from Demellier that I do absolutely adore, and you have actually not seen my bag collection videos I think for like 2 years, because she has been on loan to Lady C. If you don't know Lady C, my mum, we call her Lady C, has been borrowing this bag for literally 2 years. She was supposed to give it back to me so long ago, and she finally has given her back. And she's in such a beautiful like coffee color. I really like this because it's totally different to anything else that I have in my wardrobe. It's not like a tan, it's not like a like dark brown or anything like that. Like, I feel like she really fills a gap, and this is like a really gorgeous spring color, I would say. Start up with like white shirts and blue jeans and like some loafers. It's just really cool and really casual. I love the handle on this. I feel like that's the thing that really sets this bag aside. I quite like wearing her with the handle like doubled up, so you can just wear her on your shoulder like this, but I also really love the fact that you can just pull this through and it becomes a crossbody bag, so you can literally pull out as much as you want. So you can wear it like top handle, or you can wear it completely crossbody, and I've just never seen anything like that on any other handbags, which is why I feel like Demellier are just storming the market. As I said, I love the open and closure of this. Like, it's super easy to open, and a very similar style to the Celine, but obviously a much more affordable price. I know Marks and Spencer's do like an even more affordable version of something like this, but for me, I think something that's really beautifully made, like really high quality leather from Demellier is the best thing to invest in. So I do absolutely love her. I think she's another beautiful bag in my collection. And I would say in terms of winter handbags, that is everything in my collection. Obviously a few of these I think I can style up kind of trans-seasonally, but I wanted to stick to Demellier whilst we're on a bit of a Demellier roll, because this is the other Demellier bag that I have in my collection. This is the New York bag in the full size, and I picked this up this summer and just fell in love with her. Again, I feel like 2023 was the year that I finally had a bit of fun with my handbags and finally learned to embrace bags don't always have to be like the really classic colors or like the really classic styling. Sometimes you can get something that's a bit more of a statement and you can still wear it time and time again. So this is in the New York larger size, and it is just the most fun stripe white and blue bag that I've ever seen in my life. This really gives me like South of France vibes, and I actually got it just before we went to the South of France this summer and wore it so much. It's a really great size as well. Obviously they do these in much more kind of like classic colors, classic materials, like the leathers. You've got the kind of like croc, the like patterns. So I would say this would make a great work bag, because you would not believe the size of this, like the amount this fits in. I actually wore this as my like airport bag, because it does fit under the seat in front of you, so it can technically be classed as a handbag, but it fits so much in it. And what I really like as well is that it's got these extra poppers, so if you want to have it a little bit smaller, you want to make sure no one can kind of get their hand in, it's completely closed up, or if you want to have it really open and really large and like wide, you can as well. Again, as I said, I really love having these a little bit more undone. It feels much more like summery and much more kind of like breezy and like stress-free, which is what I absolutely adore. So another gorgeous Demellier bag that I have in my collection that I just absolutely love. A bag that I have in my collection that I would say is probably more of like a spring summer handbag, but I do still get my wear out of this in winter, is a bag that I feel like just took the internet by storm a couple of years ago, and that is the Coach Tabby bag. This is in the beautiful, I think it's called Chalk, this colorway, and I do absolutely adore her. And she is one that I would actually recommend over my Chloe C. Whenever I would post about my Chloe C bag, people would always ask me about them, and I'd actually say that this is a better bag in terms of like cost per wear, in terms of the money you spend on it. It's a lot lighter in weight, and she does actually fit quite a lot in here. I'm really impressed with how much wear I've gotten out of this handbag. She is one that I'm undecided about keeping in my collection though, because I do feel like I'm reaching a point where I'm just not reaching for her as often. I feel like the style I'm a little bit over, but these are such timeless and beautiful handbags. So if there's anyone that's interested in her, I can definitely offer you this handbag and say goodbye to her with a bit of a heavy heart. She is a little bit worn. I would say that about the Coach bags. They wear a little bit more than some of the higher price pointed bags. You can definitely see on the C how much like I have been using this bag, but on the leather, it still looks perfect, which I'm very impressed with considering it's such a like light leather. There's no kind of like markings from like jeans or coats or anything like that. And I feel like especially in spring, summer, this is a bag that you will get so much aware of. And I love Coach as a brand. I do feel like they've really revived themselves, and they really have like come back from the dead essentially and become the kind of like new Gen Z it bag, which I do like. But yeah, I feel like the Coach Tabby is quite a classic one and a great one to invest in your handbag collection. I feel like part of the reason why I don't reach for my Tabby as much is because I personally prefer my pillow. This is the Coach pillow in the mini size. Now I'm not sure if they still do this size. I really struggled to find out online. I think they still do it in store if you head to like the Regent Street store in London. But I think in terms of like the ones that they push, especially on like resellers, like on Farfetch or like Net-a-Porter or anything like that, I usually see the medium size, which personally, I really like the mini. I mean, she literally fits nothing in her. My phone does go in this just about, but it's literally phone, wallet, keys, and that is all you can fit in her. But she is just such a cute little handbag, and every time I wear her I get so many compliments because, again, she's just so fun, and I just think she's absolutely adorable. Coach have actually released lots of other colorways in this pillow now. They have it in black, which I would definitely say is more practical if you want something a bit more fun, or if you're a color girl, they do blue, pink, purple. I think they do like a red and a green. They do so many different colorways in this pillow now, and she is one that I absolutely adore and will definitely be keeping in my collection. I mean, not only do I wear her loads, but I mean, she just looks so cute on my shelves. I just never want to say goodbye to her. I kind of feel like we're moving into like spring summer with regards to my handbags now, because this one is definitely a real like transitional handbag. I actually picked her up in kind of September time. She was very much like an autumn handbag, a transitional summer to autumn bag, and I do think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of her again this spring going into summer, and that is my gorgeous little Holland Cooper. If you saw my best and worst video, you would have seen I featured this one, and I actually have to say I've worn this more than my Mulberry, which I wasn't really expecting because she's almost more of like an awkward size. I really wasn't sure how much I was going to get in her, but I can confirm I can fit my 13-inch MacBook Pro in here. And I have worn this again as like an airport bag. I did a lot of traveling in 2023, and there was a lot of bags I like tested out at how good they would be as kind of like travel bags, as airport bags, and I can confirm this does also fit on the seat in front of you if you like put it on the floor. But actually, the thing that surprised me most about this bag is how wearable this is. It's in the most beautiful white, like creamy canvas, and it has not marked. I mean, bear in mind, I've literally put this on the floor of airplanes. I have bashed this about. I've taken this so many places. I cannot see a single mark. Oh, I can see one here. Does that scratch off? Okay, I have a tiny little mark there and a tiny little mark there, but considering how much I've bashed her about, I am so impressed. I have to say, I think my favorite thing about this bag is the kind of like colorway that they've done. You can see that there's just been so much thought put into this handbag, and this is also one of the few bags that I don't mind being heavily branded. I feel like because Holland Cooper is maybe a little bit less mainstream, it's quite a nice one because it's almost like a talking point. I get a lot of questions about this bag, so I really like the Holland Cooper logo. I love the kind of like Holland Cooper branding, and I just love the mixture of the golds, the tans, and the creams. I just think they work so beautifully. As I said, it's like a transitional bag. I'm imagining this with like some gorgeous loafers, again like blue jeans, white shirts, that kind of like spring outfit attire. She also goes really well with blue, I can confirm. And then in autumn, winter, there's like deep, rich like pinks and oranges and like sunset colors. She is just a bag that I absolutely adore, and I feel like I have nothing in my wardrobe that's like this size. Again, this would be a great mummy bag if you know anyone that needs maybe like a little push present or something like that. I do absolutely adore her, and she definitely made me fall even more in love with Holland Cooper in 2023. Sticking to the Holland Cooper theme and going into full on summer handbags, another gorgeous bag. In fact, I actually think I picked this one up before the other one. So this is the bag that made me fall in love with Holland Cooper. It's in the most beautiful like wicker natural raffia, and I just love her because I feel like she is so different to all the other summer bags out there. The reason why I picked her up is actually because I really realized that I was missing like an evening bag for the summer. I had a lot of bags that were like basket bags, cute little throw-ons, heading down to the beach, going out for the day, but I had nothing that was a bit more like evening appropriate. So I added this one into my collection, and I love her to pieces. And they do this in a less summery version. They've got like a black leather. I think they've got a croc potentially, so I will leave them linked all down below if you do want to check them out. But another bag that I absolutely adored. I'm not going to go on about her because I already raved about her in my 2023 best and worst video, but another bag that I just absolutely adore, that I feel like works really hard in my summer handbag wardrobe. Goodness me, we are one dead battery down and still a few more bags to go. But continuing on the summer handbags, and I realized I lied to you earlier. I thought I showed you all my YSL handbags, but I completely forgot. This is actually a little YSL number that again I picked up in 2023, and I'm so glad that I did because I got so much wear out of this summer. Again, I know I chatted a lot about her in my 2023 video, so I'll leave that link down below if you do want to know more about this handbag. But it's a beautiful black basket bag, and I didn't have anything like this. I feel like obviously all the natural raffia colors are like so overdone during summer, and I didn't have anything in this kind of colorway and also anything in this size. I really love her. I realized actually I have on the back of this my gorgeous little hat clip, which I got for my birthday. These are so clever, and I've added them to my handbags that I wear the most in summer, because I'm someone that loves a hat in summer. I don't like getting my face in the sun. I don't like getting my scalp burnt, so I'm always wearing some kind of straw, raffia, natural hat. But if ever I want to take it off, I can just pop it in here in this little magnetic like keychain that literally pops open like that. It's so clever, and then holds your hat inside of it. So I keep that in my handbags and literally don't even take them off. But yeah, this was another bag that I absolutely adored that I picked up in 2023 that I do think is a really smart investment to make during the summer. I think this would be a bag that you will get a lot of wear out of, because I know I did. Another bag that I got so much wear out of this year is my gorgeous little Chloe Woody bucket bag. Now I remember I actually bought this back in February. It was just before we went away to the Canary Islands, and I literally got asked by the lady. She was like, are you going on a trip soon? Because nobody buys basket bags in February. It wasn't on sale. It wasn't like an offer. She was kind of almost like, what are you doing? But I'm so glad that I bought this. It was kind of like a Galentine's gift to myself, and oh my word, has she been a durable workhorse during the summer. She fits so much. It's so funny. Alex actually calls this my wine bucket bag, because to him he says it looks like a wine bucket, but I think it just looks really, really cute. I love the kind of like bucket style. I feel like it's a little bit more boho, it's a little bit more like summery, and I love the fact that you've got options with regards to this bag. I mostly just wear it like this, but it does also have a long strap, which it's kind of a bit too short to be crossbody. Like if it's crossbody, it sits quite high on your torso, but I quite like being able to wear it like over shoulder and just have it swinging loosely. It does have a drawstring as well to close it, so it is quite a safe bag to take away with you if you are going away on holiday. And I cannot even tell you how much this fits inside of it. I was not expecting how much to fit inside of this when I first picked it up. It is such a workhorse of a bag and a perfect one to take away with you. It literally fits a water bottle in here. Can confirm. Not like a huge bottle, probably not like a Stanley, but like a normal size water bottle, which is great whenever you're on holiday when it's like 30 degrees and you want to make sure you stay hydrated. But yeah, I can fit everything that I need in her, and I just feel like the colorway, the design, the style, it is just so me and just goes with absolutely everything in my wardrobe. My favorite way to style this is of course with my Chloe Woody slides, because you know I love a matchy moment. So yeah, another gorgeous bag that I'm so glad I've got in my collection. I feel like summer is the time that you can just really have a lot of fun with your handbag collection, and this is a bag that actually Alex got for me. When was it that he got this for me? It must have been my birthday 2022 potentially. Again, I think it was just after we moved into this house, and it is a bag that I do absolutely love. It's definitely not one that I get a huge amount of wear out of, but in summer I think it is a really, really fun handbag. And this is the little Longchamp La Pliage in the basket, kind of like woven. It very much looks like a little shopper bag, and I know some people that do use this as a shopper bag, but for me I love it as like a little summer handbag. It's a really cute one because you can literally just shove it like this in your suitcase. It weighs nothing and is so cute to style up. I would say the best way to style this actually is to get a silk scarf and put it inside, or alternatively just use like a little dust bag, a white or cream dust bag, and put that on the inside so that people can't see exactly what you do have in your bag, because they could definitely reach their hand in and pick something out. But if you just want something a little bit more fun, very boho, very chic, if you're going away, even if you're going to like some winter sun, this I think would look amazing in the Maldives. Oh, I'm making myself want a summer trip now, going through all of my summer handbags, but one that I feel like is just a little bit of fun, the Longchamp La Pliage in the kind of like net. I don't even know what this is officially called, but I love this one. I think it's really, really cute. Well, you will be very happy to hear that we are on the last bag of my bag collection 2024, and this is a bag that I've actually saved till last. I always like doing this, doing a bit of a best till last, because I think when it comes to summer handbags, this is the best bag that you could add into your collection, and it's one that I've had in my collection for maybe about 3 years, and every single summer I bring it back out. And before buying this, I honestly thought it's not worth the hype, it's not worth the price. Since buying it, I can guarantee that it is, and that is the Loewe basket bag. Now, I tried and tested so many high street basket bags, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't find that they stand the test of time. They just fall apart after like one summer, and I ended up keeping on rebuying them, and I realized I was just wasting money. I realized I was not getting my cost per wear, and so I took the plunge and I bought this, and I absolutely love her. This is in, I think, the medium size. No, I think this is in the smaller size that you can get her in. One thing I love about this actually is it's got adjustable straps, which none of the high street ones do, so you can wear her like it's a bit more of kind of like a top handle bag, or wear her like I do, where it's like just over your shoulder. She fits so beautifully, and oh my gosh, she goes with absolutely everything. I got her in the tan because for me, tan and white dresses are just the epitome of like summer styling, but I do also love the white. I think that's a really, really gorgeous one that you could pick up depending on like what suits your own personal style. And I would definitely say this size for me is better than the bigger size. I've seen a lot of the bigger sizes start up online, and I just find it a little bit too much. Like, it looks like you're taking out a huge beach bag, even if you're just like going out for a little day trip. Or like, it looks like you're kind of doing like a big shopper. To me, this is a bit more of like a wearable, everyday style if you just want like a little handbag to fit everything in. And again, this fits so much in. I absolutely adore her. And you can see I've got another little hat clip on the back of this one. You can tell I absolutely love my hats. And I love them in the summer. So a bag that I think, if you were to literally get like, let's say 2 handbags to add to your collection, I would definitely say one for the winter and one in the summer. I would say like maybe the Mulberry Bayswater for the winter and the Loewe basket bag for the summer. And that will literally do you for your entirety of your bag collection. You'll be able to style them up in so many different ways and so many different variations. Obviously, I have a lot of bags because of my job. I have a lot of bags in terms of like my styling, so that I can show you different ways to wear things. But if I was to like start again and literally just have 2 bags in my collection, I think it would probably be my Mulberry Bayswater and my Loewe basket bags. I just think they just epitomise that season, and they can just be styled up in so many different ways. So definitely a bag I would recommend picking up. My Loewe basket bag is just an absolute favourite. Oh my goodness me. If you're still here, you literally deserve a round of applause. I'm just gonna, because wow, that was a lot of bags and a lot of chat. In fact, if you're still here, comment down below the heart emoji. Any of your favorite heart emojis, whether it's the white, the pink, the purple, or comment the word heart down below if you don't have the emojis, because I would love to know who made it to the end of this video. And I would love to know actually, what's your favorite bag that I have shown you in this video? Comment your favorite down below, because I would love to know. I find it so interesting knowing who is what's favorite or what is whose favorite. I don't know which way that sentence makes sense. I've been talking for literally hours about handbags and I feel like my brain is frazzled, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this updated collection. As I said, this is definitely the biggest collection I have ever done and will ever do, and I'm definitely going to be doing a bit of a purge with regards to my handbags and just really taking stock of the ones that work the hardest, the ones that I obviously like rabbited about the most, because I think the ones that I've chatted about the most are clearly the ones I'm most passionate about and the ones that should definitely be staying in my wardrobe and in my collection. So if you are new around here, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. You can come and join me for lots more fashion and vlog videos throughout January. Upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, and I'm gonna go and have a lie down. I think I need to rest my voice and have a big old cup of tea, but I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.